Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Chicago. Got a little drizzle. It wasn't raining this morning, thankfully, on my walk to work, but it's raining now. So we'll get the camera straight here and we'll head over towards the Riverwalk. We'll just see how foggy it is. This won't be anything exciting. I just want to check in with the lunch bunch here, let you know what's going on for the... I won't be live streaming, especially at lunchtime next week. And I'll reiterate this once more people get on. I know not many people are tuning in yet, which is fine. I'm traveling for work, so I got a busy work week schedule next week. And thanks for giving me a break. I do have a day job. I do this in my free time. I appreciate people understanding that I gotta pay the bills with my day job, and so thanks. Hey Chris, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in and being on the lunch live. I know you were on this morning. I appreciate it, and that's why I'll just reiterate, because of my work travel schedule next week, I won't be live streaming at lunch on YouTube, so I'm letting everybody know. And then I'll be back. I hope to give you full coverage there in February. We'll do the Anna Marie, Mike D, how you doing? I work for an architectural engineering firm, but I won't tell you anything more than that because I try to keep the work-life balance separated between my live streaming. And yeah, happy Friday, the way I roll. Brandon, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. I know I'll sound like a broken record. I'm letting everybody on the lunch bunch know that unfortunately, due to my busy work schedule and traveling next week, I won't be able to do the lunchtime live streamings on YouTube, but I'll be back the following week. I gotta move my apartment. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm already divulging way too much information, and the internet makes me paranoid and schizophrenic, and I see dangers everywhere, just like the Ralph Lauren store. I understand why they don't want me filming there, because they're like me. Any footage I produce can be used by their competitors. If I post a rerun of the inside layout of the Ralph Lauren store, it's not even people that want to case and steal stuff from the police or flash mob, or their competitors, and that's why the guy didn't want me filming in there. And I didn't think of that when people are like going to a store, and I'm like, okay, I'll go into Ralph Lauren, but got to stay on the public streets here. It's always the safest. Just like trying to film in the Art Institute. That's why I made that video private for now, because I don't want to lose my YouTube. I don't want to lose this account due to any footage that I took yesterday at the Art Institute. We gave it a try. I realized that even if I was able to live and stream in there the way I wanted to with the gimbal, the connection's really bad in certain wings. The connection always drops out. Certain levels, the Thorn rooms in the basement, I would have to record and post a video anyway. I know City Walking Girl Jay was able to stream in there too, better than I could. And but that's okay. I'll be back. Thanks for missing me. I appreciate it. And yeah, tell everybody, you can catch up on the reruns. I have literally, talk to Chris, I have hours and hours, literally days worth, 128 hours worth of hour-long. Look at this. Look at that. It's awesome. Look at that. They're doing a nice little video there. That's awesome. That's great. I don't mean to be photobombing them. I didn't realize this was going on. That's good. That's great. They're taking a nice group shot there. See, look at all the things. You never know what's going to happen when you live stream. One time we were going through the entrance. It was when the zoo lights were just starting in November, and they were filming a dance video routine there. I switched from TikTok to YouTube, and I caught it. You could see it. Yeah, see if you can find that. Go back to the end of November, just before Thanksgiving. It was at nighttime. I think Diana remembers it. and maybe Chris, that we switched to YouTube after I was on TikTok to get the wide skyline view of Chicago over that bridge over the South Pond. And then there was a group of women, young women, doing a viral dance video to music, and we just happened upon it, and you can see that in that video. Black Sabbath. Was that great, Chris? See, I'm glad you got that. Yeah, I know that's a Black Sabbath song from Masters of Reality. That's a real old. People don't realize how old that song is. You know, when I tripped and fell there on the Armitage, and I tried to time it with my fall there, a guy toking on the sweet leaf there and busting my head open there. It could have been worse, but it was funny. And I don't know why that song came to my head when that happened. It's really not what that song's about, but thanks for, yeah. You got engaged right here, Mike D? Well, hey, look at the memories. See, look, yeah, you get engaged right underneath what a memorable spot to get engaged at, right underneath the Wrigley building, the Tribune Tower right here along the river. Was it because of this building? Oh, I'm joking, yeah. Yeah, no, it was probably long before that building was built. It was probably when the Sun Times was there. You know, I know. Still in the fog. Yeah, we're still in the fog. Tara, yeah, that's good. Oh, good. I'm glad you saw that too, Tara. Yeah, but so once again, yeah, that's what I was talking about before. Thanks for understanding. I'm going to be so busy next week. You know, pleasing the client, working out of a hotel. It's going to be a gauntlet of meetings, and if I do find any time to live stream, it'll be like from a Walmart or something. You know, I'll test out the, excuse me, thank you, sorry, excuse me, come through. I'll test out the limits of, well, Walmart doesn't like live streamers either. I don't know how Marty always goes to like Costco's or what, JB's, BJ's. He goes to BJ's in New York, and he's always like live streaming from BJ's. Target was fine with me streaming. I know Ralph Lauren doesn't want me in there because they're either afraid I'm casing the joint, or I'm up to no good, or I'm their competitor filming out the layout of their store. And that's why that guy chased me out of there, because that's, you know, it's their private property. They can do what they want. They don't need me to shop there. They can deal without me. I'm not their target market anyway. I don't have enough money. But Palos Heights, on the way to the south side. See, Chris gets around. That's good. You tried Manny's. Hey, Brandon, you got down to Manny's. Isn't that great? The nice delicatessen down there in the South Loop. Isn't that nice? Remember, I went to Manny's on my original account, and I kept saying Manny's, and someone was like, say Manny's one more time, I'm going to go flip out. It's like, Manny's. It drove her nuts. It was great. But, yeah, happy lunch bunch there. Hey, Crystal Blue Funk, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, Brian Who. There's no Walmarts in New York City either. Isn't that amazing? There's no Walmarts in Chicago that I know of anymore. And there's no Walmarts in New York City except in the burbs, you know. Look at its giant markets. That's why I said Walmart begged Chicago when I moved here 25 years ago, like the 2010s. Chicago wouldn't let them in because they were non-union. They finally relented, and they said, well, okay, make sure you build some stores on the south and west sides. So they did. We all know what it led to, and then they pulled out, and then the rest of the country told, where's your Walmart? Well, we can live without Walmart. Shop at the mom and pop shops all throughout town there. We were fine before Walmart moved here, and we'll be fine after. Now, of course, I shop at Walmart. My father lives in Indiana. We go to Texas. Yeah, eventually you end up at a Walmart. Hey, how's it going, Dolores? Hey, Rosie, thanks for finding me on YouTube. Isn't this nice? See, we got landscape 720p. We're here by the Riverwalk. It's still foggy. Isn't this nice? And you can check out all my reruns. I'm not going to be live streaming on YouTube next week because I'm traveling for business. And you can catch up. You can watch the full hour-long reruns there, going all the way back to when we started this in September or August. Was it August? I think I was on Instagram when I first lost my original TikTok, and then I eventually got on YouTube. So I know by September we started producing videos here on YouTube because I figured out how to use Streamlabs. I know Jay's on City Walking Girls on Instagram. I think she has a YouTube too. She's got multiple TikTok backups, which is nice. You know, I don't trust TikTok enough. My backup has to be on a platform other than TikTok, and that's why we got YouTube. And I would like nothing better for the YouTube to become my main account eventually, but we can't get the TikTok audience, except for you great people on the Lunch Bunch, to watch it here, because you know, it's what works on the cell phone. This works better on the TV, I think. Here's the Marina Towers here. You got 2 Walmarts around you? Yeah, delivery. Use the delivery service. It's good. It's good to have options, yeah. You always want to go inside to see? That's good. Yeah. Yeah, mid-century modern. Yeah, Bertrand Goldberg. Of course, he designed many buildings in the city. It's also, there's public housing down there by Chinatown, and that are rounded buildings, a little different than this. And then they got the Marina City, which is in the South Loop. It's not as tall, but it also has a marina in it. Different than that one, but that one's like, look at that parking with a boat marina underneath there. That's where you rent the hot tub boats. See, there's the hot tub boat rental right there. Right there. Let me hold on a second here. Let me make sure I don't turn the mute on. Jay always films the hot tub. There's the hot tub boats. There's 2 of them, I think, right there. And then there's the little electric boats. That's where you rent the hot tub boat. If you want to try it out. Here's the City Winery. They're not really using this. They made this nice little enclosed glass collapsible thing. I just don't see it used much. Yeah. Yeah, everything's haunted. How's it going, Rezzy? Yeah, awesome architecture. Look at these bridges. I can't wait until April and May. If we can get there. You know, for course, we got look what we got coming up. We got in February. It's going to come fast. We'll have the Chinese New Year parade, the Year of the Dragon parade in Chinatown. Hopefully we'll get to that. We got the car show, the auto show at McCormick Place. I'll try to get you into that. I need to get a ticket. And we got St. Patrick's Day coming up in March, and then if we get to into April, they'll start opening these drawbridges to start to let the sailboats back out. And they do that all through May. We did that last year. And yeah, sucking up the fish. I don't know. Look at all these. Look, when the cars go across here, you see how it makes the rain kind of ripples. It's interesting. You see the little drops of rain fall underneath the bridge here. Yeah, the hot tub boats. That's what we were looking at right over there. That's where you rent them right there. So yeah, Jay he has better luck catching the hot tub boats. I've only caught it like once or twice, if that. And of course, there's all kinds of legendary stories about what's already happened in those boats. I won't repeat it here because it's kind of gross, but hope they change the water on the inside. I'll let you use your imagination here. But here's a tiny tap, and we're on the Riverwalk here. It is raining. Of course, we're in the fog and the cold January rain here, which I guess is better than sleet or snow. But it's like we're on the edge of the Mersey River here in Liverpool, but we're in Chicago. They got fined. Oh, good. The divers went down to film it. Huh? That's interesting. So the Trump Tower was messing up with the fish. I'll look into that. Yeah, I need to know enough about that to talk about it more intelligently. Yeah, time flies. Huh. Thanks, Nitpoon. Thanks for the good info there. That's appreciated. Yeah, so we saw Janet Yellen in her little motorcade there yesterday. I didn't expect that. I didn't even know she was in town. And I was joking. I was like, oh, some dignitary's in here to raise campaign finance money. And that's exactly why she was here, to raise money. Secretary of Treasury got to send her out on the campaign trail there. It's so funny. But, and then someone was like, maybe it was Trump. I'm like, Trump never goes to his tower. At least not this one. He stays away from Chicago as much as he can. So the feeling's mutual. It's fine. Yeah, cold and gray Chicago morn. A little baby's born. That's nice. Yeah. Hey, there's a Britannica building. Of course, we talk about the Eastland disaster. And yeah, we tried to film from the Art Institute. It was a nice experiment. I realized that even if I could film there, it kept cutting in and out so much every time you enter a room. I'll try to, like, I clicked off so you can't watch it because I don't want to lose my YouTube over, like, for chance the Art Institute finds that I smuggled video out of there, and then they'll be like, ban this guy's account because he smuggled out Art Institute photos and had videos and violated our terms and conditions and posted it on YouTube, you know. So I don't want to post the evidence, and maybe I'll try to remix it and make like a music video with it or something. I'll time it to the Ferris Bueller Day Off song where they go to the Art Institute like I had on my original account. But you guys just have to go there yourself. Some things you do have to go to in person. Not everything can be live streamed. A lot of these museums they have on Google Earth, you can see the museums on virtually, you know, on different floors and things like that. Yeah, look at that line of drips coming off the bridge there. People jogging. So we're under LaSalle Street here on the Chicago Riverwalk. And so again, if you missed it before, I know I'm a broken record. The people have been tuning in the whole time. You heard this 5 times already. I won't be live. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do the lunchtime live streams next week because I'll be traveling for business and I'll be running around, scrambling around, pulling my hair out, trying to please the client there. And we'll be back the following week, and then we'll hit it hard. We'll do the auto show. We'll do the Chinatown or Chinese New Year of the Dragon. So we're closing the Year of the Rabbit. Here's Sweet Home Gelato. And there was a good crowd last year. It was cold last year, as it usually is. It was in January last year. It moves around. It's like a lunar calendar. And here's the Merchandise Mart. Yeah, at least I got to see some of the entry there where the Louis Sullivan and Frank Lloyd Wright architectural elements are in that foyer with the stairs, and yeah, how those giant rooms with the natural light, that, you know, the second story there, and you know, that courtyard they got in the back is really nice. And again, you know, I'm sad. I've had a membership to the Art Institute for several years now. I'm going to let it lapse just because I will go back there. I'll just go back there on free days. I want to, you know, I want to be able to stream stuff. Once you get addicted to live streaming, you want to stream everywhere you go, and you know, your time becomes valuable. And in places like Ralph Lauren that understandably, for their own reasons, choose not to allow live streamers to stream from there, they're just going to lose out because, you know, people want to see what the store looks like. We won't be able to show it. They want to control it, which they can. It's their property. Just like the Merchandise Mart. I want to show the Merchandise Mart. And they got their security reasons. They don't want people casing the joint, flash mobs. They, you know, trying to protect the people that lease space within their building. It's all about the money. And but there's some, you know, we'll promote people like the Green Door Tavern, the Drifter there, the true speakeasy bar, because Anthony hooked us up, and I really appreciate him for setting that up and making that space available for us to showcase it on TikTok, and people are starting to find that video. It's fun. I think because I put burlesque in the hashtags, it doesn't push it. the other one of the exterior, people were able to find that much more than the one of the interior, which is why I wanted people to see. TikTok's so weird and what it pushes and what it doesn't. And I guess they got their reasons too. Hey, here's a tour boat. Look. End of January. People are on an architectural tour. This never happens. Like I said, at the beginning of January, there were tour boats. And the river was frozen, trying to freeze over last week, and now they're having architectural tours and it's raining. Look at the brown line heading north across Wells Street. Hey, board the tour from the Navy Pier. That's a good place to catch the yeah. Oh yeah, Promontory Point in Hyde Park. That's a great spot. Yeah, we're so tired of this weather. It's like we're in Seattle here, you know. It's what's going to happen, you know. Look, by the lake, we're becoming like Seattle by the lake. It's dreary, rainy every day, cloudy, foggy. We're like London, and that's what it is. It's you know, if the air mass comes over Canada, we get a polar vortex. We get the -10. If it comes from the south, we get 35-degree rain, and it can't warm up any further because we're too far north and the days are too short. And so we're stuck in the gloaming here. It's like living inside of a light bulb, yeah. That's why we keep the Christmas lights up as long as possible. But the videos I post of Art on the Mart are pretty popular. People like Art on the Mart, so we'll continue streaming that as they change. You know, I'm sure in the spring they'll update and have a new video montage that they'll project up there. So nice seeing the boats go by. I do really want to get out and try to live stream from a kayak. I know I talked about doing it last summer, but it just didn't happen. We might give it a try. I'll find a way to live stream. I need to talk to Dan Cruz because he's got all kinds of head cams, glasses cams. I need to get like a different way to mount my camera and be able to get audio and stream it and free up my hands so I could kayak or something. That would be nice. Here comes the pink line. Pink line's headed across the look at that boat going underneath there. Hold on, let me see if we can zoom in here, not turn off the audio here. Look at that. Multiple modes of transit there. Lake Street, South Branch of Chicago River. Nah, block the cold air. We need a wall. We need a wall to protect our weather. Yeah. We'll live in a bubble. We'll live in a giant geodesic dome, you know. Look at that. We got another boat. This is the end of January, the coldest. Typically, this is the coldest time of the year where the lake should be frozen over. And the lake's not frozen over, which is okay. Some years it doesn't freeze over like last year. But we got tour boats. They're not packed with people, but they got a dozen or so people on them. They're doing architectural tours. People are paying money to do an architectural tour in January because it's warm enough to be on the river, and the river's not frozen over. This is nuts. And yeah, just a few days ago, there were icebergs all through. They would need like an ice cutter to get through here. Yeah. Anita, how's it going? Marco Press, how you doing? Krista, how you doing? Yeah, late to the game. Hey, better late than never. That's okay. Daryl, thank you. Yeah. Burbank, Illinois. Thanks for tuning in there. That's great. Welcome to the Lunch Bunch, everybody. Did I miss anybody else? Kevin, thanks for being on. Yeah, you always got the nice comments there, Kevin. Thanks so much. And like I said, appreciate you understanding. I'll be incommunicado next week, but then we'll be back at it. So look at that. Here comes the green line heading to Cottage Grove there, heading from the west side, heading across the Lake Street Bridge there into the loop of Chicago. Yeah, Jessica, thanks for tuning in. That's great. Hey, we got the whole band back together here. Look at that. Look at the fog. Look at the fog. That's what people enjoy, seeing just the different seasons and how the skyline looks under different weather conditions. And especially at night. At night, it really glows. I mean, the light of the buildings hit, like, that's why I had to post that video of the Intercontinental Hotel, because that purple bluish light was hitting the cloud and like neon. It was like illuminating the fog at nighttime last night when we walked home up Michigan Avenue, and it was nice. What time we got? We got 12:30. We got about upper 30s, mid 30s, upper 30s. I saw those videos that Anna Robb posted, and Detroit's going nuts. Detroit's got the fever because the Lions still got a chance. We'll see what happens this week. I guess they got a tough game with San Francisco. And we'll see who they end up playing there on the other side, if they can make it. But, yeah, we'll head up to Lake Street. We can't go any further this way. Yeah, it's a different world at night. Yeah, the lighting effects of these buildings really take hold. And so we'll head up the stairs here. We'll leave the Riverwalk. There goes a seagull. The seagulls are still here. Some seagulls are still here. Some leave. I don't know where they go. If I was a seagull, I would fly south. I don't know why the seagulls are sticking around here. They just love it. True Chicago seagulls that stay here through the winter. It's weird. Here, let's get across the street here. We'll head into the loop here a little bit. Got a few seconds to get across here. See how the L tracks are kind of high here. Here's just going over Wacker Drive. Wacker Drive makes the bend right here. Yeah, let's go this way. We don't go this way too much. LS Gender, thanks for tuning in. That's great. Azerbaijan, thanks for tuning in. Hardcore Seagulls, yeah, they're troopers. They're always fighting over the food there at the lake, making noise, waiting for the light to change here at Lake and Wacker. Here we got the light. So there's a plaque out here. This is where they had the original wigwam. I talked to Darren Monroe about this. He gave me good historical information about it. You see out there in the center there, they got a historical marker. It's going good, Ellis Gender. Thanks for tuning in. That's great. Here's an historical marker about the Abraham Lincoln. You see right there. Here, let me cross over here so we'll check it out here. Let me zoom back out here. Hold on a second. There we go. Good. So this is this site of the wigwam in which Abraham Lincoln was nominated for president in 1860. Daughters of the American Revolution. And then here it talks about it. This is what the Saguenage Hotel. So the Saguenage Hotel, remember we were on Bobine Court. It was ran by Bobine. He came from the French culture. He was a fur trader with the Potawatomi, but then he stayed here when the British came and the English came, or the American culture came. That's what I meant, the English speaking people's culture, and ran the Saguenage Hotel. And that's what this is. Saguenage Hotel was built on what is now the southeast corner of Lake Street and Wacker Drive. It was Chicago's first hotel. There it is. And it soon became the social center of the town. 1833, prominent local citizens met in the Saguenage Hotel to incorporate the town of Chicago. The first election and first meeting of town trustees were also here. The hotel was destroyed by fire in 1851. And after it was destroyed by fire, they built the Wigwam, which was a temporary convention center site, you know, early, where they nominated Abraham Lincoln for president in 1860. And it was right here. It was right here. It's a very, you know, important site in the history of America here. Look, they got bamboo. They got bamboo. So what's the street number? Okay, so we're Lake and Wacker. So we're about 300 north, and we're about 400 west. So we're like 3 blocks north of Madison, and we're about 4 or 5 blocks west of State. So we're on the northwest corner of the loop. See, this is where the green line comes in from the west side. It crosses the river and it connects with the loop. We'll go underneath where there's the 4-way intersection of the 2 intersecting train lines that form the northwest corner of the loop. And there's a switch there. That used to be one of the busiest railroad switches anywhere, because so many CTA trains go through there in the morning and evening rush hours. And there you go. Yeah, historical markers. Yeah, I try to stop and read them. You know, I know I miss a lot of them. I discovered a lot just by doing this, what we do here, you know. And see how there's, you know, tracks. We'll look this way. So normally there's a view to the Sears Tower right here, but we're not going to be able to see it much because of the fog. You see how foggy it is. And never a Detroit fan? Yeah, you know, most people in Chicago, yeah, we're not Detroit fans. We root for the Bears, and but our arch rivals are more the Green Bay Packers. Of course, you know, we played Detroit in the Thanksgiving game a lot, and so we are rivals with Detroit. But since Detroit's representing the NFC North, you know, I'd rather someone from the NFC North win the Super Bowl than the AFC or the other conference or the Western Conference, you know. And you know, Detroit's due. Detroit needs to have some happiness too, you know. These long-suffering Detroit fans, you know, of course there was the infamous rivalry between the Chicago Bulls and the Detroit Pistons before Michael Jordan, you know, won all those three-peats. Here comes the L coming by. So look, we'll be able to see it right through here. The L is going to come by, I think. There we go. There's the green line. Yeah, go Lions! Hey, thanks everybody. See, Kevin, we're all supporting the Lions there. Isn't that nice? And I know. Here, we'll wait till this train goes by so you can hear my voice. I know Kevin's a Lions fan, and I saw Anna Robb was having the same problems I was having. When you get within those crowds, sometimes your connection cuts out, and it's really hard to live stream with all the crowds there by the stadium. But here, we'll go by Monk's Pub. Anybody ever go to Monk's Pub? There's Monk's Pub right here. You go inside. They got, it's kind of interesting. Is it open here? I don't know if they want me filming in here or not. I'll just show you. Look at this decor. You know, it is like you're in like a medieval, you know. I'll just peek in the door here. Hey, here's Monk's. Look at Monk's. How's it going? This is great. Look at this. Look at this beautiful place. Look at this. So I love these doors, and it's just a classic Chicago place right here in the Loop. So I'm gun shy about streaming in place. They have a good lunch crowd, and they had a greeter there. So I guess I could have asked her if I could have filmed in there, but I don't want to spend too much time in there. You can check it out on your own. Monks, right here. See, here's this intersection of the L. You see how? Look. That goes south on Wells Street. That's Lake Street. This is Wells Street heading north, and this is Lake Street heading west. And it's a four-way intersection where the trains, the brown line, purple line coming this way, the green line and pink lines coming this way, and some of the other trains come in from the south, like the orange line, goes all the way around and goes back out the south side. And, you know, we'll head over this way. We got 1239. Yeah. So no, now we're on Wells Street. So we left Wacker. We went underneath, like Monk's was on Lake Street. And see, look at that train. That's the pink line heading straight into the Loop there. So they had to change that switch. They got to keep changing that switch. So some trains take a right, some trains go straight. Some trains take a left, you know. And we're underneath Wells Street here. Here's Rosati's Pizza. I failed to mention Rosati's Pizza. See, that's like more like New York style. Oops, go ahead. Somebody's driving through the alley. Peel out. Go 80 miles an hour in the alley there. Yeah, it's easy to get lost. I know you get turned around. We're on Wells Street. We're heading down to Randolph, so we'll just cruise back Randolph like we usually do. Maybe I'll cruise by Daily Plaza to see how empty Daily Plaza is, and see if they're going to set up anything over there. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Here, we'll cross Wells Street here, and we'll head over to LaSalle Street. Go by the Palace Theater here. There's a good view looking south on Wells Street. They use that in the Blues Brothers infamous car chase scene with the Chicago police. And there, look at that pink line coming through here. Train spotting. See, the pink line's pretty short. It's only 4 cars. And we'll cross the street right here. We'll go under the Palace Theater marquee here. Here's a bike lane right here. There we go. We got the walk. Good. There's a really cool hotel facade. Yeah, there's a few hotels like that where, you know, yeah, it's really framed by the L, you know, and we'll try to find which one you're talking about here. But we'll catch it eventually. We'll go under the Palace, Cadillac Palace Theater here. See what they're showing here. Message in a bottle. 1 week only. Palace Theater here. We're on Randolph again. Here's the State of Illinois building. Ooh, look at that top of that building here. Yeah. Message in a bottle. Here's all the stuff they got coming up here. Mark or the awning for the Cadillac Palace here. Rosati's, yeah, classic Chicago thin crust. See, look, there's different styles. I was trying to explain that this morning. It's not all deep dish, you know. Yeah, and that's good. Preferred by locals. That's good. See, good. Thanks for the good info. That's why I like when people chime in and expand upon this. You know, how's it going? How you doing? We'll go down LaSalle Street here. Look at this is City Hall. This is the City Hall County building here in Chicago. Here's LaSalle Street. We were here earlier in the week. We went down to the Rookery. So if you missed that, check out the reruns all next week when you're looking for it. Where's Brian at? Where's Brian? Why isn't he live streaming next? Because I'm not going to be live streaming next week. Check out the reruns. I got literally over 200 videos now posted to YouTube. Most of them are over an hour long, or at least an hour long. And you can catch up on stuff that you might have missed earlier. Go all the way back to September and talk to Chris and Tara, and they've been there for the whole thing, as has Sharon and other people. Bob, I think that's what Bob's doing. Is Bob's trying to compile and organize the videos, which I appreciate that. That's a good idea because I'm not organized enough to do it myself, or not. I procrastinate. I never get to it because I'm always streaming. The old meatpacking pants. Yeah, so we go to the West Loop sometimes. If you check out, there's a few of my videos where we go to the Fulton Market District, we go to the West Loop, we go to the, yeah, it's Fulton Market District on Fulton, Randolph. Those were some of the old meatpacking places. You can still see it on the walls of the building. And we talk about it briefly. City Walking Girl, Jay, goes over there sometimes. There was also meatpacking. The Union Stockyards were down by back of the yards, Canaryville, south of Bridgeport, south side of Chicago, south and west. That was where the Union, back in the 1800s, that's where the Union Stockyards were. Here's the Board of Trade. There's the, looking straight down LaSalle Street, the Board of Trade here in Chicago, the historic financial heart of the city. Classic scene there. So here was 1909, that's when they built the City Hall here. We're heading down Washington. We'll cruise through Daily Plaza here. But yeah, there was meatpacking places on the west side and the south side of Chicago. So they were all over. And of course, you heard of the names Armour, Swift. Oscar Mayer had a butcher shop on Wells Street. You know, all the meat packers of Chicago. I'm leaving some out. And there were smaller ones. And yeah, check it out. Thanks, Merc. Yeah. Demishi, yeah, check out Demishi. So next week you can follow Dimitri there. I don't know if you're streaming much in the wintertime because I know it's cold and you got a lot of snow up there in the Bavarian Alps, but there's so much content out there, you know, and you can watch the reruns. This guy's been standing here for months now. He's in the rain there. That's a hardcore freedom of speech guy right here. So, you know, just like Voltaire, I respect his right to say whatever he thinks there, but I don't have to agree with it. But I respect his right to say it, which is great. Just like Voltaire, it's great. So we'll head into Daily Plaza here and see how you can go down into the pedway. Actually, the pedway is really over there. They got it temporarily closed. Here's where the fountains are. There's the Picasso. This is Daily Plaza. So remember, see, here's City Hall. If you've seen the Blues Brothers, it's where they crashed the Bluesmobile. And this is where they had the Kris Kringle Market. Remember when we kept coming to the Kris Kringle Market? It's all gone here. And now it's back to the empty plaza until they start setting up the stuff. You know, maybe by St. Patrick's Day, they'll start to have some more stuff set up here. Spring instead of winter. Wow, you're having spring there. It's amazing the weather. Look at that guy. He's up there. You can slide down there. Hey, how you doing? That's awesome. Yeah, how you doing? That's great. Hey, how you doing? That's great. Yeah, that's great. We got people tuning in from all over. This is the Picasso. This is nice. We got people tuning in from all over the world. So hey, thanks for saying hello. Oh yeah, that's great. That's great. Hey, that's good. Thank you. Appreciate it. That's awesome. Hey, here's the weather right here. 37 degrees. So there's the Channel 2 News. There's the, so it looks like the rain's moving out. Good. Just in time for the weekend there. We'll see if they give us the forecast here. There it is. There's your 7-day forecast. 40s. Look at that forecast. That's about the best you can expect for the end of January, beginning of February. We got 46 degrees to start our February after we had negative 10 degrees. That's the Chicago forecast. Channel 2 News. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. The Fisher Building, yeah. Oh, okay. Thanks for giving me that address, Chris. I'll look into it. 343 South Dearborn. So that's that way. So we're on Dearborn. Yeah. I have a TikTok on the Fisher's Building. Remember when we went to, in September, we went to the book fair. We went to the Printers Row Book Fair. It was when the Taste of Chicago was going on. I got a TikTok where I stand on that platform. If you go back in time, you know how you got to go way back in time on my TikToks. I filmed the Fisher's Building. I talk about it. It's beautiful. It's the terracotta detailing. It's an early vintage steel frame, vintage skyscraper, along with the Monadnock and the Old Republic building and not the Old Republic, the Manhattan buildings down there on Dearborn, and there's also the Old Colony building. All those vintage skyscrapers are near the address you're talking about. Yeah, and you can see it clearly from the loop, from the train line station there. If you board the train at the Harold Washington Library, you get a great view of all those buildings. And I got a TikTok on it. I don't know if I got a YouTube, but we could try to go down there. I think when we did go down to Printers Row on YouTube, and we went by there because I pointed out the Old Colony building and the Manhattan building, and we saw the Fisher's Building in that video. So yeah, you just got to go back and look at the reruns. We have gone by there, and shows you how, you know, we got a lot of content. We got a lot of, you've been a part of it. You've been a part of all of it. We got this good base of content as a resource, you know. And here's the Nederlander Theater. We're going by Block 37. Remember earlier this week we went down to Block 37 and popped out the other side of State Street. There's the Blick. Dimitri's, that reminds you of like the Bavarian Alps there. Look at that inspiration there. I always want like a cuckoo clock characters to come out of the top there, like a Black Forest cuckoo clock. Yeah, that was the day. You're right. We went down. I couldn't remember. I was trying to film the tailgaters, and there was so much going on. The Bears. It was the first Bears home opener. They lost to the Packers. That's exactly it, Chris. You're right. and we filmed the people so if you can find where we were tailgating with the Bears fans, it's right around there. So there's a bunch of sirens. I shouldn't have ran across the street there, but I wanted to get across the street here. So look at this chaos. There's some police incident going on down here. So let's see what's going on down here. Oh, never a dull moment in the loop. See, we got some. Again, I'm not an ambulance chaser. I'm just seeing what there's some police and bike police down here. We'll stay far away here. I'm not going to get any closer than this. See, we got some activity going on down here. So this is State Street looking south here. Blazing Saddles, yeah. There's traffic on State Street. That looked like a canine unit. So I think it's something. I think it's something in the subway. I think something's going on in the subway that they got. Because I see police coming out of the subway. This is why I got to get my press pass. Right here. Welcome to Chicago. This is State Street. And they got some incident going on, but people were just walking around. It looks like they got it under control. You know, it's always something going on. And I see a lot of CTA officials, and must be something in the red line here. So the police are. We're at State in Washington here. The police are kind of directing traffic, and they got Washington Street blocked off, so we'll head down Washington and see what's happening here. So welcome to Chicago. We're here in the Loop at lunchtime. There's a bunch of police activity, but people are walking around and trying to get out of this area, so we'll do the same thing. I got to head back to work. It's not good to linger in these areas because you never know what's going to happen, you know. And I don't know what's going on. Look, they got Life Squad. So we'll find out in the news later what this is. So I just want to document it. I didn't expect to come across this. So it's just daily life in the city. This goes on all the time, unfortunately, for good or bad. And that's why we, you know, the police have a tough job. Despite what people think of abuse of power issues and things like that, they're a necessary part of any city. We can't totally defund the police. I know how stupid that was, that idea. It became a slogan, and we can't live by slogans. Look, they got a police tape over here. So it looks like it's the Washington and Wabash station. See, I thought it was the red line. It looks like there was an incident at Washington and Wabash. There's a crowd gathered around here. We're in Chicago. We're heading back here to the Loop. They got a police line here at the Washington and Wabash station. Looks like they're not letting people go into the Washington and Wabash station. And so, here, I'll get across the street here real quickly. And look at that. Yeah, see, they got police. They got a fire truck. Something underneath the Washington and Wabash station here in Chicago. You see where we're at here. There's Wabash looking north here. So, yeah, it's scary. Another day in the city. This is the real life. Living dangerously, yeah. That's good, Demishi. Yeah, it's good you got a press pass. I saw that. Here comes the... so the trains are still moving, but see, it says express. So this train's probably not even going to stop at the station. It's going to go straight through the station. And see how it says express, so it's not, you know, and that shows you they got the Washington and Wabash station shut down here. And there's what's going on here. They got fire and police and all kinds of things here. We'll head back across here. So I'm going to head back to work. We'll find out in the news later on today what this is. Thanks for tuning in. We got, see, people watch Chicago Fire and Chicago PD. This is the real thing. We show you real life, the good, bad, and the ugly. And nothing in the news yet. Yeah, it just happened. It just must have happened. And they had a police were on State Street, police were on Washington, police were on Wabash. They have the Washington and Wabash station closed down. There's police tape. There was an ambulance that just left, and so someone was carried out in an ambulance. So we'll find out later what this is. We will check the afternoon and evening news, and it's just another day in the life of Chicago. So we're thanks for tuning in here. Yeah. So Chicago Cultural Center, we got you inside there. What time we got? 12:55. Here, let's head up this alley. I'll head up this alley because there's this nice mural across the way here, and we don't have to show this. We always go up Michigan, so we'll go up this Garland Court here, and we'll show this nice mural. Jay, City Walking Girl, has shown this nice mural behind the Cultural Center with the women's leaders, and it's the Mount Rushmore for women. It's engraved in trees here, because of course Mount Rushmore is all men. And talk to the Sioux, the Lakota, how they feel about Mount Rushmore. But look at this, all these women faces engraved in the trees here, and they got their names written up there on the banners. And this is on the back side of the Cultural Center, where they got the Tiffany domes. Used to be the Chicago Public Library. Am I zoomed out all the way? Yeah, big city life. We're giving you a taste of it today. See what you're missing. That's why, people are like, is it safe? I'm like, you're an adult. There's dangers everywhere you go. This is the big bad city. Bad stuff happens all the time. It's just, it's always been this way, always will be this way. It's this way in New York. It's just, it's unfortunate, and it's just, you get desensitized to the daily headlines of crime, violence, people getting caught in the crossfire. It's just horrible, and but we do the best we can. We're going to go back to work, and I'll be on TikTok tonight, and then we'll take off next week. I won't be live streaming next week, so you'll have to watch the reruns. I appreciate my subscribers for understanding that. I gotta do work, and we'll be back at it in February, and then we'll keep going. Here's the Millennium Station here. We've got videos on that where we show how to use the pedway and everything. But hey, we got some more people tuned in. You notice some more people tuned in when I was filming that police activity. That's interesting. I don't know where you came from to be joined. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Chicago here. We're here at Randolph in Michigan. There's Millennium Park, the Bean. There's a scooter. And we'll wait to cross the street here. There, we'll go with these people. Hey, we got the light. Yeah, the more population you got, it's just, so many people concentrated in one area. It's just the nature of urban areas, and it's hard to explain that to people. I grew up a country boy, moved to the city. I'm well aware of it. There's still violence that happens in the countryside. Guns are everywhere, especially in America. That's why Deo Talk's been live streaming from Tokyo. He's probably in one of the safest urban areas on earth. You can go to, oh man, they're working on the thing. You can go to Tokyo, one of the largest urban metropolises on the earth. 36 million people live in the Tokyo metro area at least. And there's hardly any acts of violence a year. It's just amazing the difference between the homicide rate in Japan and America. Why is that? Why are we such a gun-loving, gun-using culture and they're not? Does it go back to the Wild West? Does it go back to the gangster era? It's just the Second Amendment, all these things we talk about. And Europe seems to deal with it better than we do, but Europe has their own issues too. We all do, so we do the best we can. Yeah, hopefully the weather will be better. Yeah, I agree. Thanks. So we'll hope for that. Thanks for giving me a break. Thanks for tuning in. Well, if you missed any of this live, go to the reruns there, the live tab on YouTube, and you can watch the full live stream. I'll go back and look at that police activity. We'll try to figure out what's happened. If anybody's got any updates, And then we'll be on TikTok tonight for my walk home from work. And then I might do some live streaming on Sunday early in the morning from the airport. Show people how to get from the Blue Line to O'Hare Airport and go to the terminals there. So, you know, I will still be, but that'll probably be on TikTok. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. Have a great day here. We'll wrap this up. Have a great week there. We'll see you in a week, and then we'll do the Chinese New Year, and we'll do the auto show. Oops. We'll do the auto show in McCormick Place there. So thanks, Dolores. Thanks, Sharon. Thanks, Shannon. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Thanks, Shannon. The way I roll, Chris, and Marco, Ricky, Demishi, Benjamin. Thanks, everybody. So we'll catch you, Joe Ellen, and everybody else I missed there. Kevin, thanks for everything. We'll talk to you later. Go Lions! Go Lions! Beat San Francisco. We'll talk to you later from Chicago. Have a great weekend, everybody.